What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy, Mr. Green Bay, a.k.a. my friends call me Damien. And if you don't know, they got a seatbelt sting going on in multiple counties. Green Bay is one of them. So definitely make sure you put your seatbelt on. Quick at a ticket, baby. Quick at a ticket. So, having my ear to the street, a lot of conversations, right? A lot of perspectives and a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions coming from all different directions. And, as a leader, you have to take those things in, right? You have to be able to, take those things in and kind of buffer them or filter them and, hold water, right? A lot of people don't know about holding water, but, sometimes you got to receive information and just hold on to it. And, I've been really good at that over the years. And, we have to understand something. Not everybody's playing by the same rules. Like, not everybody plays by the same rules. They can say they're playing the same game or they're in the same arena, but they're not playing by the same set of rules. And so many times in my existence, I've seen really, really, really good people, man, just not quit soon enough. You know what I mean? Like, I had a couple of homies, had a 11-year run, came up from Chicago, had an 11-year run and was doing really good up here. And, his best friend that he brought up here with him ended up telling on him, and his whole empire crumbled. I had another friend that came up here from, I think it was Memphis. Yeah, he was from Memphis. And, same thing. Came up here, thought it was sweet. Got it out the street, came to find out these streets ain't that sweet as bear meat, and got chewed up by this justice system or lack of justice system. So, I've seen it over and over and over again, and there's nothing new under the sun, right? And today is no different. It's no different. If social media and cameras and cell phones and, ring cameras, if those ain't gonna get you, the people in your circle, you better investigate thoroughly, because they can say they're your friends, but they're really your enemies with secret identities and disguises that hide their true colors. And right when you think they're your friends, they're there to sneak you undercover. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Wordsmith. Y'all know who that was, Detroit's finest. But man, I encourage people to, you're not going to play a game of Monopoly without knowing the rules and win. You're not going to play a game of chess without knowing the rules and win, how the pieces move. And you're not. And what's crazy is a lot of OGs and a lot of old heads are sitting behind, watching their nephews act a certain way and watching their nieces act a certain way. And I don't know if they giving them game or they just letting them be, or what the case really is. But oftentimes I see a lot of young heads falling victim to the same banana in the tailpipe that we had to deal with in the 80s and 90s. So as an OG, friends don't let friends crash out. We got to do better to get better, right? Each one, reach one, teach one. So, there's a lot of people in this city that shouldn't be in leadership. There's a lot of people in this city that have roles and positions that they don't necessarily own up to the responsibility, and it's just not the same, right? Like, I'm not talking just street level. I'm talking like nonprofit. I'm talking like government. I'm talking like school. Like, there's a lot of people in position for a paycheck. And nepotism is real, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. And so it's real here in Green Bay. We're too small to be a city, but we're too big to be a town, right? And, so we try to act like we're a big city, but we're not. It's too easy to know where somebody's at any given time. Like, you can drive down the street and see somebody's car, you know, right? Or like Walmart or Subway or whatever. You know what I mean? You're just going to run into people all the time in this little town, right? 100,000 people. So, you know, cats come up here from big cities and, you know, they bring that big city mentality and that big city lifestyle up here, and they don't ask nobody the law of the land or the lay of the land. And, you know, they don't ask nobody what the history is up here or, you know, things of that nature. So they get up here and they just free spiritedly put themselves in harm's way. And believe you me, if I'm not mistaken, there's over 1,500 confidential informants in this city alone. So the chances are that you're going to sell to an undercover is very high. So why would you even, like, there's so many other hustles. And I wish I knew then what I knew now, for sure. Right? But I'm glad I was able to navigate through my own mess and the chaos that I created for myself. And with the help of God and all his angels and helpers, you know, I was able to finally see through my bullshit that I created and the lies that I believed, and was able to look in the mirror and face the facts that I was being fake and phony and acting out of fear and acting out of ignorance damn near all my life. I was just too dumb not to think twice. If I wanted to do it, I did it. If I could, I did. And if I couldn't, I figured it out and find somebody who could. And so I get it. Like, I get it. I'm not down talking anybody. I'm not talking down at anybody. I'm literally speaking to the ones that know people or know youngsters or know young men that are struggling, that are really having a hard time understanding how important it is to take control of their decision making, and how important it is to take control of their life and be the navigator and not be the one controlled, right? Because there's a place for us if we don't want to control ourselves. I guarantee it. I've been there many years. But why do we feed that system? You know, they say misery loves company, but success does too. You know, it's not lonely at the top. There's a lot of vultures up there too. So, you know, you gotta pick your poison, right? You gotta know your surroundings and, you know, have a plan and execute, and make sure you protect your circle at all costs. And remember, they gonna talk. Give them something good to talk about. Man, it's sad what's going on around here. You know, it's sad. I'm gonna be honest. It's sad what's going on around here, but, you know, I'll tell you, man, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. Like, there's literally cats right now that ratted and snaked out they people 10, 15, 20 years ago that are still in circulation, and people act like it never happened. So, like, it's right, nothing new. Like, it's just, the city's too small that there's really no AT&T factor. There's nobody gonna reach out and touch you here. You know what I mean? So, very rarely, I mean, we get a murder every once in a while, you know, shootings every once in a while, but primarily Green Bay is a very quiet, very safe space and a very safe place to live. So, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to get away with some of those not kosher behaviors, you know, and time heals all wounds, they say, but we can't forget. You know, we can forgive, but we just can't forget. And so, you know, pay attention to your circle. Pay attention. If somebody's giving you red flags, male or female, and you don't pay attention, that's your fault, not theirs. If somebody burns you once, that's their fault. If somebody burns you twice, that's your fault, right? If somebody burns you 3 times, I ain't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? The same person? Come on now. So we got to be self-aware. We got to be conscious of what we're doing, who we're doing it with. and just be better as individuals. And, it's always the real ones locked up. I promise you. When I was in there, man, there was some really good talent in there, man. Like really smart dudes, really good talent, and, just, man, that street life is dead. You're talking to an ex-offender, an ex-gangbanger, an ex-con, you know what I mean? I used to push things too, and thankfully I didn't kill nobody, right? So I understand the hustle. I understand the grind, but it's a new time. It's a new day and age. We're in the information age right now. So if you're not getting information to help elevate you and your family out of the ranks that you're in, or out of the curse that you face, or whatever the case may be, you're using your phone for the wrong reasons. Like, it's information age. Find out if you got all that hustle, you can weigh, you can scale, you can travel, you can bag, you can, ship and receive, you can, inventory, you can communicate, negotiate, these are all employable skills. Like, I'm an employee coach. These are all employable skills. So, man, holla at me. Let's work on an exit strategy. Let's work on a game plan to get you from where you are to where you want to be, because I get you having to make ends meet, and I get you, ain't asking for help, and I get that, you want to take care of your family, and you got dreams, goals, hopes, and aspirations. But let's be honest, there was a time where I said, this time is the last time, and I didn't listen to myself, and I got pinched. So, man, shout out to those people, man, that are suffering right now, lost their loved ones. Shout out to everybody out there that's fallen victim to the code of the street. We got to do better, y'all. This is your boy, Mr. Green Bay. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I do it for my people. There's no me without you. I appreciate y'all. Peace.